This is the Nikon 300mm F4D. It's a very large lens. It's got a significant amount of weight to it due to the metallic body. You can tell it's an older D lens by the fact that it still has a movable aperture ring. To autofocus, you need to lock it into the f32 position. The rear element of the lens is a fair way down. When you open it up, you can just kind of see in there. A fair bit of light's getting through there. It is brighter than the 70 to 300 lenses from Nikon, for example, which is part of the reason to have a lens like this. Some of the main features of the lens are a focus distance scale, a large manual focusing ring which is very smooth in operation, the SWM silent wave motor is not overly loud, but certainly not the quietest. And then you have a few switches here. You have a manual auto override button, which allows you to switch between full-time manual and autofocus with manual override. Then you have the focus limiter switch, which allows you to focus from 1.4 meters to infinity. Or you can reduce that to increase autofocus speed on distant subjects with 3 meters to infinity focus only. The lens features a large filter thread. It's 77 millimeters that it takes, so standard professional lens in that regard. Has a built-in lens hood which just locks into position and stays there. Overall, I found it to be a good performer, even wide open at f4, unless you put a teleconverter like the TC14E, like I have here on there. Then it starts to get a little soft and you need to stop it down a little bit. Probably like it's f5.6 lens with the teleconverter, so you need to stop down to like f6.3, f7, f8 to get maximum sharpness. Without the teleconverter, maximum sharpness is, f5.6. You're in pretty good shape. Overall, I found this to be a really nice lens. It works pretty well on every camera that I've used it with. I first used it with the D80, then the D300, now the D700, and it is a really nice lens. Obviously, you don't have the same reach or apparent reach on a full-frame camera, but generally speaking, it is a delight to work with. There's a lot of glass there. It's one of my favorite lenses to shoot with. Alright. I just wanted to show you autofocus speed. So you just watch the focusing window there, and this is on the D700. So as you can see, it's not super fast. That's without the focus limiter on. With the focus limiter on, it is a decent bit faster. And again, without the limiter on. As you can see, there's a fair bit of focusing travel there, but it is an older design. This lens was released in 2001 along with the Nikon D1, So it's probably due for an update sometime in the next few years anyways with VR. I also didn't mention earlier about the included tripod foot, which you can see it has. This tripod foot has a bad reputation for some reason. I don't really know why. I've never had any stability problems with the included foot, even with long exposures on my tripod, like shooting the moon or anything like that. So I don't know what all the complaining is about. Thanks again.